Sunday, December 26, 2021. Today on the Daily Review, we discuss Netflix's new Jimmy Carr stand-up comedy special entitled His Dark Material. With your host, me, Joe LaRocca. Happy Boxing Day, I think. Boxing Day somewhere? Okay. Yeah, so this is Jimmy Carr's new special. He's a UK comic. He had a little bit brief, like game show type stuff in the US, but he didn't really break through. But he's very popular in England, and he's very funny and incredibly harsh and dark and unrelenting and insensitive, we could say, with his material. His dark material, one might say. But it's fine. I'm kind of giving away the lead here. It's fine because he doesn't really seem human. Like his face and his hair and his laugh is like weird chimp whale laugh thing. Like all kind of make him seem like he's like Jude Law, like, you know, synthetic gigolo from AI or whatever. So and we'll get to it. See, the thing is that the people who get offended by this comedy would never make it to the end where he kind of makes his point about why comedy, especially dark comedy, is incredibly important to some people, and why it's actually a pretty good way to view the world. Anyway, you know, so he goes through all the regular stuff, basically like similar to Jim Gaffigan going through kind of what you would expect, but he just keeps going and goes so much deeper and so much darker. So yeah, there's, you know, starts with COVID stuff. I'm sure every stand-up is going to start with some COVID stuff, you know, this year. What he's like, raise your hand if you're not going to get vaccinated because you think it's dangerous. And then he goes, and now take that hand and slap yourself across the face with it. It's funny. It's good. And then he said, and then he goes, COVID was worse where the population was dense. And as you can see in this guy is pretty fucking dense. Because he's using the two meanings of the word. So yeah, he's like a wordplay comic, but also like Gilbert Gottfried level of un-PC and vulgar. And so I don't like in terms of the filming of it, there was too many fancy camera moves that I didn't like, but otherwise I thought it was good. But he said he's worried about making fat jokes because he doesn't want to lose a wider audience. Come on, that's good. He also says dwarfism is a growing problem. Those are some good one-liners, you know. He says how all women now shave their vaginas and all hipsters have beards. So it's the same amount of hair, just on different cunts. Anyway, I'll stop doing his material because I'm obviously not doing it as well. But he just gets into everything, race and Black Lives Matter and fat people and gingers and ugly people and beautiful people. And there's just there's nothing sacred in religion. He takes on everything, and sexual abuse and the Holocaust, and you know, it's just oh my God, he eviscerates a few hecklers. It's crazy. It's like the one woman he gets he heckles her so good that I feel like it might have been a plant because it's just like awesome. But I know it's not. I know I've seen other YouTube videos where he just destroys people in the club for talking shit. He's got a real fast mind, you know. He's a smart guy. And it all builds up to like the climax of him like basically trying to end his career. He goes, "Can I end my career in 8 words?" But and then just kind of after saying that joke, he goes another couple deep. You go, "Damn, how far can you go? Where is the line or whatever?" And I don't think he ever really steps across the line because of this. Like I said, his appearance and his delivery and everything, and the Britishness and all. You can kind of get the vibe that he's not serious about it, you know, that it's almost like an academic approach to seeing how far you can go. And they're so clever that you go, damn, that's fucking clever. I mean, that's mean, but that is clever. And I don't get offended by hardly anything, but and certainly nothing here offended me. And Yeah, it's really good. And then he makes the point near the end that if you can't have a good sense of humor, especially a dark sense of humor, then when life gives you shit, like all you can do is complain about it. Like at least people like this, at least we get a giggle. You can see the humor in it. And that was like kind of one of the major points of the comedy film class that I taught, that there is that I mean, it's been said a million times, but that humor is the best medicine, and I think it's one of the like uniquely human things. Although I have seen chimpanzees and stuff and like otters and stuff laugh at things or have reactions, and I wonder if they're mimicking humans, or if there are any animals that genuinely have a sense of humor. It's a thing that needs to be studied right now. Anyway, so I do recommend it. Of course, if you don't like offensive humor, then you won't make it 30 seconds into this. So, but there's something about him that's pretty intelligent. He's not one of my favorites, but I am always impressed. It gets kind of exhausting, actually, is the thing. Like around the halfway point, you're like, damn, because there's no like ramping up really. It's just one after the other after the other. Oh, God, I'm a bad person. think I'm starting to get a hang of the Eurorack. I mean, you guys might not like how it sounds. But I mean, it sounds more like music than complete, like, experimental ambient stuff. This isn't even the kind of music I like, guys. This is me learning. You know, the whole show, see, people are new. I did a whole year where it was me building the show. It had a meta-narrative that I don't think anybody picked up on. They just went, this show looks like shit. But it was supposed to be every few weeks, there were little incremental improvements, like Jonathan Demme's Stop Making Sense, where it just starts with just him and the guitar and the boombox, and then it builds and builds and builds until there's like 50 people and people are dancing and there's singers and Bernie Worrell's on the fucking keyboards and there's like 3 drummers and shit. Yeah, and that's what I spent the whole year getting to that point, and then we've done now a whole year without missing a day. Fact. While doing other shows. I tried to do other shows to see if they would work. We did 1 in 100. Remember that? Not a bad idea, but it's just too much work for the results. And I proved myself. We found that movie that was cool after 3. What was that roller skating movie or whatever? That movie was awesome. Proving my point. Too soon in the run. And, you know, Five Fair Fridays has kind of petered out. It might work on some version, something like that. But I was trying for like an intentionally clickbaity thing. I don't know. These are experiments, guys. You know, there are more failures in the lab than success. And what other shows? You know, Sun Piss has picked up a bit. Did we have another show? I've had ideas for shows. I have an amazing idea for a show called Pilot Finale, where you watch the pilot of a really long-running show and the final episode, and then you make all sorts of crazy predictions about what happened in the show. But that would be a podcast, and you'd have to do it. It would always be me and then somebody who had actually seen the show and is a fan of the show. So I did it already. I just tried it out with Rizzoli and Isles. I watched the first episode and the last episode. It was insane. But it's a good idea. I guess I just released it now, so everybody is just, in terms of the idea, is just going to take it. But that's a great fucking podcast idea. I mean, it would be much better if it were like, you know, Patton Oswalt and Chris Rock or something, you know. Not me and Gotham or whatever it'll end up being. Me and my brother. Anyway, I'm really pumped. My buddy John got old Hero Quest, which is a board game from the 80s for Christmas from his wife. And I'm going over there on Tuesday, and we're going to play it. And it's going to be like the 80s when everything was good. Okay, guys. Talk to you later. Happy holidays. Drive safely. I can have that